The focus in our work and in this particular retreat is discovering how our own body's depth itself can be the source. When we look at our body, we have different sensations, we have the energy component. But the body is made of matter, cells, which has substance, which is what gives the body the weight and density. Like if we take a stone, it is made of some substance. If we take plastic, it is made of substance. The body substance is extraordinarily rich. And even though we could have certain difficulties, it could be physical, emotional, psychosomatic, whatsoever, at the body's depth, there is always a self-radiance, always. Okay, now you could give it different names to it, but first let's look at it experientially. There is always a self, which means self-radiance, means it doesn't depend on anything, doesn't depend on our life. There is a dependence, I'll come to it. It doesn't depend on our life. It doesn't depend on our outer circumstances. It is self-lit, self-joy. However, this is buried amongst a lot of thoughts or emotions or feelings, so we don't even know it is there. But when we learn to look for it, and of course, to a certain degree of purification and release of the thoughts, of our memories, of our emotions, of our sensations, then it's with a certain awareness and a breath, developing a certain yogic surrender, simplicity, just the awareness and breath. If you're able to take down these other experiences are there, suddenly, with sadhana, with grace, we enter a domain suddenly which seems more supple. There is a self-light, there is a self-joy, there is a self-flow, there is a self-power that comes from that, to withstand all the other stuff that is going on within us. We can operate in life with that. This retreat over 3 days focuses on this capacity, on this destiny, on this natural gift that lies within us, and touch it. Touch this self-lit domain, which is there in many different parts of the body. It's a combination of effort sadhana. It's a combination of surrender, not a passive surrender, but a very conscious, loving, receptive surrender, and the receptivity of grace, receptivity of new life, receptivity of new substance. Is this very difficult what we are sharing? Not necessarily. In our retreat, we get both kinds of people who have been coming continuously, repeating, brand new people who come, depending on where each one is. And sometimes it's magical to see that people who don't have much even experience in doing any of the inner work, suddenly, since their body is ready or receptive, these domains open up. So the retreat is about integral healing and integral transformation of our mind, body, emotion, with the body as the base and the possibility of discovering this lit domain inside us, which gives us a whole new way to live internally and externally. Our clarity levels are higher, our intuitions are higher, the way we can relate with people, the way we can operate at work, the way we can relate with ourselves, the way we can relate with divine, the way we can relate with nature stands on a whole new footing. This is what we explore in this retreat. Very experiential, very down to earth, lots of inner practices, lots of space, lots of gap times. Everything is set in a space of nature. Thank you.